What advice would you have, last question, to these young students here who are looking to begin their adult lives living a Christian life, on how they can make a difference?
The great myth which Christianity explodes is that you have to be significant and important and an influential position to do great things. I told you there were 2 lessons out of my talk tonight. Number 1, work hard, achieve, be successful, do the best you can. Remember, however, that God can do through you far more than you can do on your own. And if you set out and really trust the Lord, there's a great deal you can do to change the community around you. One thing Christians have been so good at. I'll give you a good example. Martin Luther King. He was a community activist who quoted the Bible in public debate, read the book of Amos to crowds. Last time anybody in American public life has read the Bible as his defense for what he did. And he wrote the letters from the Birmingham jail in which he defended his civil disobedience on the grounds that it was an unjust law, was no law at all, and he cited Augustine and Aquinas. And he made a profound difference. If you're wise about the way in which you prudentially talk about your Christian faith, you can make a great difference in places. I've just finished a TV debate with Peter Singer at Princeton, who's rather an extreme utilitarian, believes in infanticide and euthanasia. Our debate was not toe-to-toe debate. Our debate was, he was interviewed, I was interviewed separately, but same questions. And one of the things he says is, Christianity has different views about this, but that should be debated in the faith community. And outside the faith community, it's pure reason. Well, that's a false dichotomy, and I tried to answer that in the questions. But, having said that, I could argue with him for 2 hours, toe-to-toe, and never once mention the Bible. Because I'd simply talk about the history of civilized societies, which have viewed the job of government to protect life as being part of its contract with the people. So you take prudential arguments. So do something in an area where you feel inspired to do it. Don't be a spectator. Get involved. You will have I met a guy in the airport today flying up here. He said, I got involved in your ministry, and he said, boy, he said, we had a great time with the inmates, but a real blessing for me. He said, changed my life. When you get out and do something to help other people, it changes your life. And don't ever be intimidated and think you don't have an influence or power. You do. And great movements start from the bottom up, never from the top down. Nesbitt said, fads start from the top down, movements start from the bottom up. And Wesley's movement, all the great movements in history, spiritual movements, have been from the bottom up. So, take an interest in your own church, get involved in some little platoon activity, I call it, in society, doing some good for other people. Take your gifts wherever they can be applied and use them, and be winsome with your neighbors. That's the best thing you can do as Christians leaving here. All right.